I want to start with a quote from one of my favourite Nobel Prize winners, the economist Professor James Heckman. Some kids, he said, win the lottery at birth. Far too many don't, and most people have a hard time catching up over the rest of their lives. And he went on to say, early investment in the lives of disadvantaged children will help reduce inequality in both the short and the long run. Don't think anybody would disagree with that in this chamber today. So there is a common understanding about what we're trying to do. And I accept that some of the work that the government has done has been positive. I think the expansion to the 1140 hours for 3- and 4-year-olds and some 2-year-olds is a good thing. And I think it's made a difference to many young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. I would take some credit for the expansion to the disadvantaged 2-year-olds, which I eventually persuaded Alex Salmond to adopt after considerable and repeated badgering in this Parliament over many, many months. But to get the support for those 2-year-olds from disadvantaged backgrounds is an important part of raising the life chances for this important group. But it is, let me just say this next, but it is a bit odd today that we've got a debate which is broadly about rhetoric rather than a plan. And I like the rhetoric. I could talk about rhetoric all day. But we do need a plan if we're going to have a meaningful discussion about what's next. Because we've got into some of the detail today. I think the government on family nurse partnerships, a good thing. I think breastfeeding, equally so. I think the steps on minimum unit pricing on alcohol, which I think is dealing with some of the points that Ros McCall was talking about alcohol and drugs, is helpful. But there is big midwife shortages. There is huge CAMHS waits. We've got real problems around the issues that Oliver Mundell was raising with speech and language therapists. But it could have a plan about how we're going to tackle those issues so we could really examine what's going forward.